Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Phil from Team Cerberus bringing you this week's Battlebots Fight Night Predictions. And we are definitely getting towards the end of the brackets here. And, or not the brackets, but the Fight Night part, the non tournament part. And it's really exciting to see. It looks like we're kind of clearing up some final fights for a lot of teams this week. And with the main event, that when Zach said it on the show a few weeks back, I was super excited and kind of knew it was going to happen just because, yeah, they probably would have included it if they weren't going to grant him his request. But yeah, so let's start off with fight one. We have Shatter versus Captain Shrederator, and I have no idea who I think is going to win this fight. Obviously, we've seen Shrederator have issues with hammer bots before, but I think that was Chomp, and I don't think Shatter hits anywhere near as hard as Chomp, even old Chomp. But Shatter's got a really good design for going after Shrederator. They're fast, they're maneuverable, they got the front forks, they got the ablative armor. So I really, they have everything I think they could have going for them as a hammer bot to try to take down Shrederator. But Shrederator, he's looking pretty vicious in that last fight. It looks like they've, against Zack's backwards, it was really destructive. I'm going to give a slight edge to Shatter, I think. Um, I just, I don't really have anything to back that up with outside of just a gut feeling that Shatter's going to pull out the win here. But it's probably going to be a tough fight, or at least a tough few hits. Next up, we have Hijinks versus Chomp. We only really ever got to see Hijinks in that one fight so far, and like a little brief recap. This seems like the bot that Chomp doesn't want to fight, right? It's a bot that can get in and get to those pneumatics, but I don't know, it doesn't really have that much of a target area on the top either. I was gonna say, but it's got a nice flat top, but Chomp has to aim that hit a little bit more maybe than they usually would. And I really don't know, if Hijinks gets in there and starts going away at the feet, I don't really know if there's a good target for Chomp there. If it's going to be something that it's going to be able to hit easily, so I'm kind of thinking it's going to be Hijinks here. I'd like to see Hijinks perform well. I like to see Chomp perform well too, just because of what it is. But I like the design of Hijinks, so I really kind of want to see it do some damage. Round three, we have Claw Viper versus Gigabyte. Two full body spinners in one episode, kind of crazy. So this is another one that's hard to call for me because once again, Claw Viper has a lot of things going for it in terms of being able to stop Gigabyte. It is very fast. Pretty sure it's got a bunch of magnetic downforce, things that should help it, get that shell stopped and then do what it needs to do. But I am not entirely sure it's going to be durable enough to withstand too many hits if Gigabyte gets up to speed. And I also don't know if that top claw is high enough that it's going to be able to reach, or high enough and deep enough, I guess, to really be able to pick up Gigabyte. I'm kind of worried that it may only be able to lift with the forks and not really be able to get a grip on Gigabyte itself. So, yeah, oh man, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I'm gonna call it for Claw Viper. If I got to make a choice, I'm gonna guess Claw Viper is gonna have some success here. But once again, I don't think it's gonna be easy. Next up, we have Slamo and Witch Doctor. Excited to see Slamo back on TV. I am curious. I believe Witch Doctor stated in their at the end of their last fight that they were trying to get some quick replacement discs made that weren't going to break. So, hopefully that's going to be the case and they're actually going to get some hits in. If their weapon stays working, I think they have a distinct advantage over Slamo. I mean, we know they could self-right. They proved they could do that in the Hydra fight over and over. And as much as I like Slamo's design, I kind of feel like this is one of those fights that the selection committee was like, "Oh, we got to get Witch Doctor at least to have one win this season, right?" I don't know. I feel like they were trying to throw Witch Doctor something it could handle a little easier. But then again, I don't know. Maybe they thought Kraken was going to be the same thing because it's not a bot that you would traditionally think would be able to kick Witch Doctor's butt, but they definitely did that. Yeah, I'm going to give this one to Witch Doctor. Then we have the obligatory Florida fight, Gruff versus Extinguisher. Actually, this is like a Tampa fight, isn't it? Um, yeah, I haven't really been super impressed with Extinguisher this season. I have been very impressed with Gruff. I'm sure this is existing just for the joke that we have the Extinguisher versus the thing with like massive dual flamethrowers on it. That's the joke here, right? It seems like the obvious thing. But yeah, I'm definitely going to give this one to Gruff just between their driving ability and the fact that they could just keep flipping Extinguisher like all day long and controlling the match. I fully expect Gruff to pull out the win here. Round 6, we have Adam 94 versus Perfect Phoenix. This again kind of seems like it's going to be easy for Perfect Phoenix in theory. Adam 94 hasn't proven itself to be a particularly reliable bot so far. And, I think it's done some damage, but not tons of it. So I feel like Perfect Phoenix has an opportunity to kind of go in and get some really good hits in, especially the way that front end shape. I feel like, Perfect Phoenix's blade can really get some nice purchase on that and do some serious damage. So I'm really thinking this is a way to get Perfect Phoenix into the round of 32, to be quite honest. And then another fight I cannot think of how to call: Copperhead versus Black Dragon. This is going to be crazy. I am really excited. I loved watching. Um, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the. It's like something MT, right? Like Federal MT versus UnmakerBot, Robo Games, like constant rivalry. It was so much fun to watch. Um, and just to see the giant version of it, I think this is going to be really, really interesting. And I think at this point, either of these teams, they know they're going to the tournament. I don't think this is make or break for either one. I mean, Copperhead let me down in that last fight. It took him 2 whole hits to get the knockout instead of 1 hit. Yeah, they're slacking that last fight. But, I think they've shown more than enough that they can go all the way and, at least make it deep into the tournament. Um, Black Dragon also, I mean, they have that controversial win over Kraken. I'm trying to remember what else they fought. I'm totally blanking on their other fight right now. But, I feel like they're pretty locked in. I'd like to see Copperhead win this, just because I'd love to see them go undefeated in the regular season and then move on. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go for Copperhead just because it's Copperhead and I like that bot, or I like that, I like that team. So, yeah, that's going to be my prediction. But I think this is going to be a great main event. And yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at with all of those. I was putting together a list the other day of trying to kind of rank the top 32. And I basically did, I'll put this up maybe in a separate video in more detail, but I kind of broke it down this way. Giving a robot 3 points for every KO it's gotten during the season, 2 points for a win by unanimous judges' decision, and then 1 point for a split judge's decision. And in the case of a split decision, I actually gave the losing team a half point. I feel like that was fair because, like, I don't know. I feel like if it went to a split decision, they deserve a little credit. So that was my like scoring system, trying to figure out who the top 32 would be. And right now, the best record is Jackpot with 3 knockouts, and then we have Bloodsport and Mad Catter, both with a score of 8. And then Copperhead, Fusion, Ribot, Scorpios, Slamo, Sub Zero, and Uppercut all at 6 points. So that's your top 10 by that scoring system. So right now, basically everybody that has a score of more than 3, so by that criteria, looks like they should be in position to make the tournament, because right now all the stuff in the area of 32 has a score of 3. So anything above that, and a lot of those ones in that spot only have 2 fights. So we're going to find out a little more soon. But yeah, so for my ranking, there's a lot of bots making it, but there's a lot on that list um, that's really still to be determined. So once that's maybe after this episode, um, I might have a clearer idea, at least to be able to put those rankings in a little more publishable format and talk a little more intelligently about what I think is going to happen. But we will see. So yeah, let me know your predictions down below, both for this event and who you think is going to make the top 32, because we're close enough. It's worth speculating. And I will see you guys. Actually, I was going to say next week, but even sooner than that, because I've got both build reports and some Bounty Hunter episode predictions coming up really soon. So I will see you then.